aka Black Phoenix, checking in. And this rising family, I wanted to hold a conversation with you about what decides your future. Your habits does. I was up, fam, listening to a couple motivational skits, and I ran across one with Warren Buffett saying that he was 56 years old before he reached that level. And he said, this is a very important statement. Said he was 56 now. He said, this is a very important statement because what I learned is you don't decide your future. You decide your habits, and your habits decide your future shortly after. Bam. The truth hit you like a pound of bricks, don't it? I was thinking about that, fam, this rising, fam, and I was like, wow. It made sense. It all makes sense, fam. I'm 44 years old. And a lot of the situations I have been in financially that has been great, places I have been, things I have accomplished on I would say, a righteous scale for sure, was all based on me having particular habits of endurance, of work ethics, of knowledge, of study, willingness to knock on the door, willingness to not accept no for my final answer when I know that I was capable of doing whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish. And now, fam, I'm transitioning in my life to a new area, to a new state, a whole new concept of what it really is, or what it really means to get your hog on. To me, like the source, the foundation of what I created this blog about was hustling over grounded obstacles naturally. That was the original meaning of HogOn. Hustling over grounded obstacles naturally. Because in life, I realized we got to go through something, we got to go around something, or we got to go over something. But either or, we got to get a hog on, fam. We got to hustle. We got to keep being consistent. And you might not have the finances, or you might not be in the situation that you want to be in this present moment. But if you are consistent on your work ethics, on your approach, your energy towards it, your habits is going to open up that door for you, fam. Your habits is. So if you got some bad habits, your bad habits would eventually close some doors that could have potentially been open for you. Salute, salute. Thanks for checking in. So I just wanted to say, I really believe it's important that we will sit back and put ourselves under the microscope and see what it is that we're doing personally that will in the future put us in a messed up situation, or what we're doing right now, is it going to put us in a better situation? You know what I mean? Like, we have to think like that, because things grow over time, fam. I'm looking at a little garden right now in front of me up here. I'm about to get ready to get something to eat, give me some breakfast. They got a little garden um, out here in the front of me, and it takes time. Like, when you first plant things, it don't look like that thing that you want it to look like when you first get started. But over time, you realize that the root of a thing got to go deeper than what you're actually seeing from the top. So if you're seeing this flower at this certain height, that root is probably twice as deep. To be able to sustain the plant, the tree, the flower, whatever, through that growing stage, where it won't get so far and break over or whatnot. So, fam, a lot of times we have to go through some things. We have to endure some suffering. We have to um, go through those standing and growing moments that might feel uncomfortable, and we don't know what might be behind door number 2 or 3 or whatever. And it takes that to get rooted in where we're going. It takes making some bad decisions, because by making some mistakes, fam, we're learning. And a lot of times your mistakes would teach you things, fam, that you would never get unless you hit your head on a certain thing, or unless you watch someone else's mistake, because you don't physically have to go through it. But certain things in life we personally have to experience to shape the way we think about something. But when it comes to the bigger picture, we can learn from others. So, that's why I blog, because when showing this channel, it's showing like my journey from when I started. I didn't know what I was doing, fam. I didn't know how to blog. I didn't know how to talk to the camera, none of that. I was just trying to make a awareness of what I was doing. And I was told by one of my older OGs that, hey, you should do this. And I was kicking against it. Nah, I ain't gonna blog. I ain't gonna do this. He said, nah, man, you should share some of your stories. You should share you traveling, what you be doing with that wellness stuff, man. You should, encourage these kids to do this, man. People need to know your story. And I was thinking, man, things are so judgmental. I ain't even want to do it. You know what I mean? But family, that seed that I planted, I'm seeing benefits from it now. And it was a seed I planted when I first started blogging in 2016. My first video on YouTube on this channel was 2016. And I was speaking some things into existence that I actually have done. And now I sit back and I think about it, fam. It was my habits of staying consistent with what I was doing that even got me to the point where I'm at now, where I can be able to do some more things due to my consistent habits of me forming myself and building myself and creating myself into something new, and also educating, enduring, and now I have a platform. And not only do I have the platform, I have the archives to prove everything that I talk about. I have the proof. They say the proof is in the pudding. The things I created, the states, what I experienced, what I've done, the money I made, like it's written in stone now. So so from my mistakes and from the things that I have done, now I got something that's stronger. So now I understand what Warren Buffett was saying, that your habits determine your future. You don't. A lot of times we'll say things out of our mouths, and I know you didn't. I have done it before, so I know you have done it before. Man, I'm gonna do this, man. I'm gonna stand on this, and something happened, and then you have to go against your word, and you're like, dang, and it ain't even that you wanted to do it. It just life will humble you sometimes, fam. So you have to watch what you say, most definitely, especially out of anger and out of hurt. You out of emotions, fam. We'll say some things that later we'll have to bite our tongue on. And I have just learned to not allow the situation to be so overwhelming where you make a decision that later will bite you in the butt. I've done it, fam. So I'm learning from that even now. Like I have put so many people before me, fam, trying to help, trying to figure out, not being raised, and no one has taught me like what I'm trying to go, the things I'm trying to do. I have no, guy from where I'm from. So, you gonna make some stumbles. But I have given so much that, you get to the point where you feel drained, where you feel like, dang, if I keep changing and moving myself for someone else, if I fall or something happen, who gonna help me up? Like, what am I? what am I facing? I'm facing disaster. If you don't, if I don't take care of me, there's going to be hard for me to take care of my kids, my grandbabies, uh, the people in my life that I love. It's going to be hard for me to do any of those things if I don't take care of me, if I don't make sure I'm good mentally, spiritually, financially. If I don't do those things, then it's not going to, it's not going to happen. So fam, I realized that we we make habits of going through things out of pain. We try to form scapegoats, so to speak. If it's partying, if it's uh, eating, if it's smoking, if it's drinking, if it's sex. People use so many things to um, try to put a band-aid over something that you just need to let air out and heal, fam. And a lot of times you see that while you trying to put this band-aid over something to make it feel a little better, now you done created another problem. Now you got another habit that you got to kick and break because that one ain't good. You know what I mean? So, it's almost like you replace one with another. So, fam, just from experience, I realized that it's not too late. Like, if you're young and you done made a couple mistakes, man, you're going to be okay as long as you learn. See, information changes our situation as long as we apply it, fam. That's what wisdom is. Knowledge is vain by itself, and the wrong knowledge can lead you in the wrong direction. So when they say knowledge is power, it's the right information, it's the right knowledge, and a lot of the knowledge we get is from experience. So this rising, fam, just from my experience, I can say that I understand that quote, and I know that my life is going to be better by the time I get to my age or my goal that I got at 50, because I'm 44 and I got a goal for by the time I hit 50, and I know I'm gonna hit it because of what I'm doing right now. And I know that my present circumstances don't determine what's going to go on tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, as long as I'm being consistent and steady planting seeds and I remember what my goal is, fam, you got to remember. See, sometimes people think you got to change up your goals in life. You don't change up the goal. If you got a goal and you didn't written it in stone, you might have to change the direction of how you travel to get to it. You know how when you go in, like right now, I'm in Fayetteville and they got a lot of construction going on. So it's a lot of detours. You can't go the way you used to go. You know what I mean? You got to take a route. You got to take a different route. But you still got the goal of getting to work, going home, going shopping, doctor, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So keep the goal, but just realize there's going to be some detours. There's going to be some things that you might have to, there might be some roadblocks you're going to have to go the other way or turn around and say, okay, I can't go this way. This is a dead end. Doesn't mean you're not going to get there. It's just not, you're not going to get there going that route. And that's just what it is, fam. So, I can be humble and say that, we have to learn how to be comfortable with who we are in whatever situation it is, and not exalt ourselves higher than what we should be. I understand now where it say that you don't have to boast about anything that once you make it to a certain level, other people will do it for you. You don't have to praise yourself. Other people will do it for you, but it's good that you know that how far you have came. It's good to recognize your growth. It's good to celebrate these stages. That's why, one thing that I love to celebrate is birthdays. Man, I think you should turn up on a birthday. You know what I mean? Because that's a true celebration. That's another complete milestone. And, that's one, they say a holiday. That's a day I think, hey, turn up. You know what I mean? So, I always believe that you have to enjoy certain stages and level of your growth at all times. So this rising, fam, I just wanted to say that our habits determine our future, fam. I've had to let things go later that I pick back up. And sometimes, like I say, it's a mental thing too. So mental health is real, male or female. You know, we have to talk those things through and realize how to get out of our head. You know, I was thinking a good example of when you stay in your head and you're walking, you tend to hit things that's in the real reality because you're not focusing on what's really going on. You you're focusing on what could have be going on, and that's not really what's going on. And it keeps you stumbling and blocking and hitting stuff. And you're like, man, I'm steady hitting this because you're not really looking at reality. You're not really looking at you. You're looking at what you want it to be, or you looking at what you think it is, but it's not. Instead of just seeing it for what it is. So this rising fam, I'm finna go get me something to eat. I'm hungry, but I just wanted to go live and say, fam, you know, hearing that this rising was like a pound of bricks. Like it gave me some clarity. You know, I met a friend that gave me some information that really been on my mind too. That said, it's time to focus on you. It's time to focus on you, Joe. So I want to tell anybody that's going through something that's been sacrificing a lot of your time, you got to make sure you good. Because if you're the one with the vision, with the goal, and you're trying to move people to a stage, they're not going to understand what you're doing, but they're going to be able to benefit from what you're doing. So that's what I keep in mind. They don't have to understand me, but I know at the end goal, they're going to benefit from it. And life is bigger than just, you know, us when you're thinking about them, but you got to make sure you are good too to take care of them. It's a balance, fam. It's a balance. So this rising fam, I just want to say y'all be blessed, continues to prosper, stay focused. If there's some habits in your life you need to change, you need to break, you need to let go so that way you can get to that future, get to that goal that you're trying to get to. Then hey, consider that. Consider that. Don't be naive to that. Don't be intimidated by, you know, about that challenge. Do whatever you have to do. You know, if it's something you're trying to break an eating habit, you're trying to stop smoking or drinking or going out so much or um, spending money at casinos, whatever you're doing, gambling, you know, whatever it is, um, that's keeping you from getting to where you want to be. And let's just face reality, fam, and do what we got to do. Before I let you go, there's an old scripture that says, woe to the man or the person who stares in the mirror, look at themselves, and then walk off and forget what they look like. A double-minded person is unstable in all their ways, fam. Keep that in mind. Y'all be blessed, continues to prosper. I'm out. HogOn.